So let's fool around with for loop and another function in Python called range. I'm going to start with entering my interpreter and doing this simple loop for I in range. Let's use number 5 here. And here I'm going to say print coding in Python. So once we have that, let's just hit enter twice, and that's what it does. Range 5 means do something 5 times. So I is replaced with iterations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, this is not exactly true, because if I do this for I in print I, it actually starts with 0, but it's 5 iterations. It does something 5 times. We can also use for loop with the range, having 2 parameters. For number in range, let's say from 1 to 10. Let's see what happens now. Okay, so it starts with 1 this time. So I changed this index, and now it's 1, but it ends with 9. So the lesson from that little example is that it's going to iterate from the number to the number, so from 1 to 10, but excluding number. So if I wanted to have numbers listed from 1 to 10, I would need to go 11. So that's going to be from 1 to 11, but excluding 11, ending with 10. So if I print this one more time, that's what I'm getting. And this way we can also have third number. Let's just say step through. So just imagine I want to have numbers in the list, just maybe odd numbers from 1 to 10. So I would step every second number. So if I have this, it's going to be 1. Now step is 2, so the next number is going to be 3. The next number is going to be 5, and so on and so forth. Let's see that. Yes, 1, 3, 5. So that's odd numbers. And if I wanted even numbers, maybe, so I would start with 2, stepping with 2. Let's see. Yes, 2, 4, 10. Okay, so let's just write a little code. Exit. Vimfun. And let's have fun with that one. So I can save those numbers. So if I wanted to save them, I can basically say odd. And I could have a empty list for I in range. Let's say 1 through 20, stepping with 2. I could go like this. I would say odd append number I. So every time you see the number, append it to odd. And I could go enter twice, go back to the beginning, so indentation must be gone. Now I'm going to loop through that. Actually, I'm going to print it first. Print odd. Save my code. Go to the other terminal, Python 3, and fun with py. And there we go. So I could maybe do something like this. Maybe I want to have, I don't know, maybe squares instead. So how would I do that? Squares. So I'm creating empty list squares, and I'm gonna add a range here. It's not gonna be that. Let's say up to 20. So I'm going 21 here. And instead of doing that, I'm going to say append to squares the number I raised to the power of 2. So the double asterisk here means raised to the power of 2. Now I'm going to be printing squares instead. So from 1 to 20, I'm going to have squares of those numbers listed here. Let's just run the code. Maybe clear screen. Run the code one more time. 149, that's about right. Cool. There's something called list comprehension, but we'll tackle that later. Let's add one more thing into a list and a range function. First, let me remove the content of my file by sending empty string to it. Now vim fun. So I want to create a list of 1 million numbers and store it in the variable in the list. So what I'm going to do is, let's say my variable name will be 1 million. And we already know that the range function can produce numbers from, let's say, 1 up to 1 million. Notice 1 at the end because the 1 is excluded, so from 1 to 1 million. But how do I make that into a list? We could use for loop and append each number, or we can use this construct list and put in the parentheses this whole shebang. So that is going to create a list of numbers in the range from 1 to 1 million and store it in the variable 1 million. It's actually a list name. So if I print it later, it should work like this. Voila. We can also print using the for loop. So we could say for number in 1 million, print number. Clear my screen. And that's what it is.